I've had black people tell me I'm not, you know, like the right kind of black person or whatever.
That's not cool.
But to me, like where I came from, I was homecoming queen. That pissed a lot of white people off,
I'm
right?
sure it did.
And so was my sister was prom queen. Like,
shoot.
you know?
That was everybody.
And like, I was president of my class all the time, and I was like super, like I was involved in everything.
You were in a sorority in college too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that I felt like I had to hold myself to a standard of, I cannot mess this up.
Yeah.
You know, my parents worked too hard to
do
mess that up.
Do you think a lot of times where like black kids that are raised, I've asked people this before, black kids that are raised in quote unquote good homes and stuff, do you feel like there's like this real pressure on that black kid to succeed? Because it's just kind of like my black parents did what a lot of other black parents weren't able to do, so that means I have to go over and beyond. What do you think about that?
I don't think it matters what household you're from. I think every black kid feels like that.
Just that pressure to really
I
do something?
think it's, yeah. And to me, I see so many inconsistencies so because I almost feel like a double agent a lot. Like, and I really want to go into politics eventually.
Hey, do you think?
And my parents were always like, you should be a lawyer. And I was like, no. Because I feel like they're pretentious.
Watch them emails.
Right?
Watch them emails.
I put everything out there. All my scandals will be out before I ever run.
That'll ruin a whole election, apparently.
So you can't say anything about me.
People care more about emails than rape. So
pretty much, yeah.
So watch that.
That's true. But I think that, like, to me, I could see, like, I went to I went to like a private school when I was younger.
Okay.
And then I went to a really nice public school. And then because I'd gone to the private school, I was advanced in learning. So then I got into the gifted program. Then I got to go to a gifted program within my high school. Okay. We went on field trips every month. We had access to the best of everything.
Okay.
And we were only like 15 people from my school, 15 people from another school. And the taxpayer dollars went towards this. Why can't every kid get that kind of education?
Right.
Why am I getting this education when there are people who don't have books that are even up to date?
It's ridiculous.
But what's annoying is I was in that environment and I would say stuff like that.
People
were like, you're ungrateful or you're not patriotic or... You know, like when 9/11 happened, my mom works at the Pentagon. My mom worked at the Pentagon. Right. She worked there when it happened. She lost friends. She was like, we should not go to war. Yeah. I said we should not go to war, and I was like ostracized. But everyone was like calling, French fries freedom fries and shit. This was before your time. I'm old.
That's crazy.
But like things, like seeing those things, this is what bothers me is you can talk to a white person sometimes and say that, and they almost don't want to believe it's true that kind of inequality does exist.
Yeah, it's this whole entitlement thing. Like, I'm from Mississippi, terrible school system. I went to college in Oklahoma, terrible school system out there. I was majoring in social work, so I worked with a lot of kids that were in these really bad school systems. So I saw it for myself. And it was like, you'll have my college was in Tulsa. There's a little town called Jinx that's really rich, really white. They get a new football stadium and all this crazy shit every year. And it's great school and all this kind of funding and everything. You can go up the street 30, 40 minutes. There's black kids that don't have the proper books. The environment's really bad. The schools run down. All these kind of things.
That bothers me so much.
It is crazy. It is because a lot of people don't understand public schooling is funded off property taxes. So the schools are funded around who lives around it. So if you have people,
and that's why they redistrict so often.
Exactly, all the redlining. So when you're renting out of apartments the houses are small, the money going to those schools is minimal compared to whatever the federal budget is. And
if people don't want you in their district, they can say, well, let's redistrict this little part out.
Exactly.
Just like with gerrymandering, which is how they district or how they figure out what the voting districts are. How likely they're to vote for whatever, whichever way, which are getting through the Supreme Court hopefully right now about gerrymandering because it's a fucking bullshit thing. You guys should Google it. It's terrible. But
a lot of people don't know about gerrymandering.
But those are the things that bother me. When people have things like the middle class, like the white people who voted for Donald Trump. Yeah. They had things okay. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But they felt like they weren't getting enough. And to be honest, they weren't because we've been killing our middle class for decades. True. And that's understandable. But they wanted to believe that we could blame it on like people who are poor or uneducated or whatever. It's weird that they can't see that the 1%
right?
oppressing us.
And
I don't understand that.
The 1%, they control the media and the narrative. So of course, why would they want you to direct the blame to them? But we direct the blame to poor people. And so
they teach this thing like like if you need Medicare or if you need. I've had food stamps. I'm a fucking struggling
I'm trying
comedian.
to right now. I'm in the process.
And it's so hard to get the process to get. And this is why I want to do politics too, because I've had an abortion. I've had a DUI. I've been on food stamps. I'm a regular fucking person. Hey, what's and I have no shame in those things. Yeah. And I feel like there should be people who actually know what it's like to go through that. Because if you have to go try to get food stamps, you have to fill out all these forms. Yeah. You have to try to call. Yeah. What if you don't have a phone? Okay, that's a thing. Try to do it online. I tried to do it online twice. Didn't go through. What if you don't have a computer? What if you have to work 3 jobs just to live where you're living and you don't have time to go down to the office? They make it so difficult. So for people to be mooching off of the system is so small.
And it's just like they call it mooching off the system when you're on a welfare program, but they don't talk about all these subsidies and tax cuts and all these things for rich people. Right. They're good businessmen. Right. They're the one mooching.
100%.
Yeah, like I interned for a production company and it's just like you could have dinner with some big TV star. Let's say we're taking Michael B. Jordan out to eat. Mm-hmm. We spend $2,000 on
and you can write it off.
Write it off taxes. Is that not taking advantage of the government? I don't know.
But people who are working 2 jobs just trying to like make a way for their kid, right. Which you don't want to give proper education. This is the way I broke up with the guy because of this one.
Wow, you dedicated.
Well, he was real stupid. I worked at Hooters, so I worked at Hooters during college, and I met this white dude, and he was dumb. And he really believed that people mooched off of the system.
Yeah,
this was before
it's so ingrained in society, so you'll pick it up, you know.
And this was before I ever needed I was just in college and working and like getting extra money. I didn't need any help with anything. And I was like, okay, cool. Because you were born where you're born, do you understand that you could live somewhere where another county, they have completely different textbooks, or they cut music programs, which means that there's a lot more time on kids' hands to do things. Yeah. They don't have time to enrich themselves. You can make a career doing that. Exactly. But you're not helping those people. There are people where you don't have different ways of learning, where you actually can make curriculum.
Sometimes not even enough teachers.
You have apathetic teachers. It's just, I was like, why do you deserve this more because you were born just here but not there? And it's like he didn't see that, and I was like, and here's the thing, if we teach people more, they're going to be more educated. We give them good sexual education, not just abstinence education.
In these poor states, teen pregnancy is so high.
It's so high, but that's what they want because they want people to stay poor.
Exactly.
So if you don't give people the appropriate amount of knowledge, you can keep them in whatever system you want.
So true.